So, Dragon Ball Z Buu Saga. Now, I know a lot of people really dislike this saga and think it's. Some people even call it trash. I don't think it's necessarily that bad. I think it has a lot of potential to it. I think it has a lot of great moments in it. But I feel like it's a bridge that almost got completed. That there's a lot of great moments to it, a perfect ending in my opinion, but it was almost there. It just needed a few tweaks in order to make it truly good to great. So we're going to do that today. Let's rewrite the Buu Saga. So I know it's a filler, but we're going to keep the Otherworld tournament, and I like the Great Sandman saga as well. I think it's a good palate cleanser from all these supernatural, crazy, over-the-top battles involving the world to just Gohan being a superhero. I think that's pretty cool. So we're going to start off with Gohan and his secret identity being found out from Videl and her demanding that he train her. So it's going to be the big four at first. It's going to be Gohan, Piccolo, Videl, and then Goten. Now Goten in this can't go Super Saiyan right off the bat. He's going to try to in front of everybody, but he's just not going to be able to do it. And so Gohan goes to see Bulma at Capsule Corp like he did in the show. And they all hear that Goku is coming back for one day for the World Tournament. Vegeta hears this and begins to smile. He looks at Gohan and he tells him he's not the only person who's able to reach the next level. And if he'd kept up this training, he'd be more powerful than him. But it seems it's the other way around. So Vegeta and Trunks go and start training in the gravity chamber together. Now, Trunks also cannot go Super Saiyan, but pushes himself with his father in order to gain more strength. So back to the training, all four of them take it very seriously as they want to compete in the World Tournament and compete against each other and prove that they're the best and be the strongest. Now, Videl's going to fight Goten in just his base form, and Videl's actually going to beat Goten. Now, depending on how strong you might think Goten actually is, he probably is more powerful than base, at least on his base form, than almost all the other Saiyans in the Android Saga. So that would make Videl more powerful than them. But we're going to justify it because even still, Gohan is still going to have a bigger gap between him and Videl currently than Goku and Chi-Chi did in the original Dragon Ball Saga. So Piccolo is going to fight Gohan, and Gohan's only going to be a Super Saiyan form going up against Piccolo. The two have a knockdown drag-em-out brawl, with Piccolo having the advantage throughout the entire fight. But Gohan's about to turn Super Saiyan 2. He puts all his strength, all his effort into it, but it's just not enough. He can't transform. And because he can't transform, Piccolo ends up winning the sparring match between the two of them. Piccolo tells Gohan that if he'd been able to go Super Saiyan 2, he would have easily defeated him. And that Gohan, because he's trained so hard now, has actually regained all the strength that he had lost. So he's at the same power level he was at the end of the Cell Saga. So the 25th World Tournament is going to begin, and it's going to go the same way. They're going to have the junior division, and Goten and Trunks are going to be very disappointed with this, but neither one of them can turn Super Saiyan at this point in time. Videl's going to break the punching machine, shocked at how strong she's actually gotten. Now, Goten and Trunks are going to have their fight go the exact same way as it did before. Trunks is going to win, but obviously neither one of them can turn Super Saiyan at this time. So, on to the actual fight. We're actually going to have Yamcha join the 25th World Tournament in this scenario as well. And the first fight is going to be him versus Krillin. Now, this is going to be an old-school traditional martial arts battle between the two of them. And Yamcha is actually going to pick up the victory with this. Now, I know in my mind that Krillin should be stronger than Yamcha, but if you look back at it, in none of the world tournaments did Yamcha win even a fight. So I feel like it's fitting to give him at least one win throughout the entire series when it comes to these tournaments. And as far as Krillin goes, he has Android 18 as his wife. He'll be okay. The second fight with Piccolo versus Shen, it's going to go the exact same way with a possibility of Shen actually being a villain, but in reality, Piccolo backs down from him due to respect, not because of fear. The third fight, Videl versus Popovich, is going to go the exact same way as it did in the show. The only difference is going to be that they're much more powerful. Gohan, when he watches his essentially girlfriend be beaten down so brutally, is enraged, and you see that sparks that shows that Super Saiyan 2 is just on the verge of exploding out of him. And he tells Popovich the same thing, that they'll meet again. Now, the fourth fight is not going to be Gohan versus Kibito the way it was in the show. It's actually going to be Gohan versus Yamu. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Now, with this, Gohan is so angry after watching Videl get brutalized that he goes Super Saiyan 2 right off the bat, just like he did against Kibito. Now, when this happens, Shin holds him back, does his little mind trick with Gohan, and Spopovich and Yamu steal Gohan's energy just as they did in the show. The Z Warriors fly off after them, with Videl and Yamcha joining them this time, with Videl actually going all the way and not just running away because, oh, I can't see, I'm flying. That makes no sense, but she's going to be allowed to go the whole way. They see all the events go down the exact same way, with Spopovich and Yamu being killed. And this time, Deborah spits on Krillin, Piccolo, Yamcha, and Videl, which again infuriates Gohan. Inside the ship, the fights are going to go the exact same way. Vegeta's going to fight Pew Pew. Goku is going to fight Yarkun the exact same way. Vegeta's going to see it the exact same way and get very, very infuriated when he finds out Goku's actually stronger than him. But this time, Gohan's going to fight Deborah in a much more even fight. Goku's going to say that Deborah is even more powerful than Cell with his magic enhancing him. And Gohan's going to be the exact same power level as he was in the Cell Saga. Now, the two of them are going to have a knockdown, drag-em-out brawl, with Gohan going all out, but just not being strong enough to fully get the win over Deborah, as they're both pretty evenly matched. But once they see Vegeta become infuriated, they hatch their evil scheme, and Deborah leaves. Vegeta will go Majin and fight against Goku, and their rematch that was so legendary. Gohan and Shin will go after Majin Buu, but Gohan will just not be strong enough to defeat him, and Majin Buu will blast away Gohan and presumably leave him for dead. Vegeta will knock out Goku and fly to fight Majin Buu alone. He will not be strong enough, and he will be beaten down pretty badly. But this time around, as the two young boys watch Goten and Trunks, Trunks will actually go Super Saiyan watching his father be so badly beaten. And with this, he will knock away Majin Buu, and Vegeta will be able to say goodbye to his son, and then make his sacrifice. Piccolo will kill Babidi. Babidi will not return. That will be Babidi's definitive death. And with Vegeta's death, this time around, it will actually mean something. Majin Buu will not be dead, but after Vegeta explodes and destroys himself, the evil Buu will appear from the ashes of Majin Buu. Now, Majin Buu will also reappear, but in a much more weaker state. Now, Evil Buu will take the spot of what Majin Buu did in the show, going around destroying towns and villages and cities, while the regular Majin Buu, Fat Buu, will sit at home and just kind of relax and eat a bunch of cake. So after Goku wakes up after his fight with Majin Vegeta, he's going to sense and feel that he can't feel either Vegeta or Gohan's power. So he's going to assume that they're both dead. He's going to go to the lookout, be healed, and then be told the information that, yes, they are dead. And so he gathers everybody up. This time Goten and Trunks are actually going to be awake for this. And he tells everyone that both Gohan and Vegeta are dead. Bulma cries, Chi-Chi passes out, and Videl also cries. Goten, when hearing this, he also sheds a few tears for his brother. This time, he becomes enraged as well, and he turns Super Saiyan, as does Trunks. When Goku sees both these young boys transform, he has the idea in his mind for what the future could be. Goku then feels Evil Buu as he's destroying many cities and heading towards West City. He tells Trunks that he must get the Dragon Radar because that's the only thing they can use to get the Dragon Balls in order to revive everybody in 4 months, because they'd already made one wish beforehand with Bulma before Goku had woken up. Now, during this time as well, Goku's going to contact Northern Kai and ask all the Kais to help him, as he's going to try and do the unthinkable, reach the level. We're going to call it that for right now. Northern Kai is going to tell Goku that he's never been able to do it. And Goku says he has to do it this time, and he has to do it with the help of the Supreme Kais, all 4 of them. Northern Kai shakes his head but says, okay, we'll do it. So Goku goes and confronts Evil Buu while Trunks goes and gets the Dragon Radar. Goku goes through the transformations of Super Saiyan 2, and then finally he pushes himself, and with the help of all the Supreme Kais, is able to go Super Saiyan 3. This way, the fight with Vegeta still has meaning towards it, and not just Goku could have beaten him if he really wanted to. Goku fights Evil Buu in the Super Saiyan 3 form. Now, Goku could have beaten Evil Buu, much like he could have with Majin Buu, but he holds back just a little bit against Evil Buu. He's knocking him around, beating him back, and then Goku finally turns back to his normal transformation, or his normal state. He tells Evil Buu that if he waits 3 days, he will fight somebody even stronger than Goku. Evil Buu sits back and says, fine, and I will get stronger as well. Goku leaves, but Evil Buu has an evil plan in mind. Hercule is going to be used by the military in order to confront Majin Buu. Now, they're going to have a radar sense for Evil Buu, but also another one for Majin Buu. And they're going to assume that they're working in tangent together, and so they send Hercule and a reconnaissance mission to attack and hopefully destroy the other Majin Buu. Hercule goes and finds Majin Buu, and Majin Buu is just sitting in a house like he was in the show, eating a bunch of cakes and relaxing. Hercule's going to befriend him, and they're going to have a great friendship together during this time. Hercule is not going to want to kill Majin Buu as he becomes his best friend. But Majin Buu doesn't have that evil spirit in him the way he did once before. But during this time, Evil Buu confronts Majin Buu. He beats him down and eats him in front of Hercule. But he also regains the memories, so therefore lets Hercule go. Kibito, after being revived from Bulma's wish, goes and heals Gohan and Shin and takes them to the Supreme Kai's planet in order to train Gohan and hopefully unlock his true potential and power. After going Super Saiyan 2 and removing the Z-Sword, Gohan begins his training with the blade. Goku then begins to teach Goten and Trunks the fusion technique, going over and over again until the two boys have mastered it. He also tells them they have 3 days to train as hard as they can in order to confront Majin Buu, who now has become Super Buu. Videl also trains with them, as she wants to get a little bit stronger and hopefully help protect the Earth as well. But the time comes, that his time is up. He says goodbye to everybody, hugs Goten, gives a kiss to Chi-Chi, yes he does, and says goodbye to everybody. Piccolo then trains Goten and Trunks, becoming a true mentor for both of the boys, as well as helping Videl with her training. Now, he says once the boys have mastered fusion, he says now they need to increase their power levels as well. So he begins to train them one-on-one, having them both attack him at once. After a while, they both become pretty good at it and are able to not defeat, but definitely able to give Piccolo a run for his money. Goten and Trunks then are able to do it and transform and become Gotenks for the first time. He wants to charge after Majin Buu, but Piccolo is able to stop him by telling him he's just not strong enough yet. This time, Gotenks actually listens to him and doesn't fly after him. Goku then goes searching after Gohan in the afterlife, but can't find him, then heads and finds Gohan at the Supreme Kai's planet. He helps to train Gohan and watches him with the Z-Sword. The Z-Sword is then broken by the strongest metal in the world, just as it was in the show, and the elderly Supreme Kai is revealed. Now, Gohan's going to begin his training, and it's not just going to be this meditation where the Supreme Kai, or elderly Supreme Kai, dances around Gohan. He's going to have some actual training for the next few days. If anything, you can relate this to Yusuke's and Yu Yu Hakusho before he fought Toguro in the final battle of the Dark Tournament. Goku then asks Kibito if he will grab Videl because I'm sure she will be overjoyed in seeing him, and that once they save the Earth, Gohan can then see Goten and Chi-Chi. And then goes and gets Videl, using the instant transmission, or going to the Kami's lookout, grabbing her, and then going back to the Supreme Kai's planet in a blink of an eye. Videl is shocked, looking around at first, where is she, what is going on, and then she sees Gohan, and she's overjoyed. She cries in his arms, and then begins to help train with them. So Piccolo is going to have it in mind that he wants Goten and Trunks to train in the hyperbolic time chamber for the remaining 2 days because it's been 1 day that they've mastered the fusion technique, and be extra prepared and be really ready to destroy Super Buu. But just before he does it, he feels Super Buu charging after Kami's lookout. So he tells Goten and Trunks to hurry up and go in there, and then we'll try to make a plan. Super Buu arrives, and Piccolo confronts him. Piccolo says, hey, we still have 2 more days. And Super Buu says, no, you have today. I want to fight that strong man now. So Piccolo's going to try and haggle with him, but he's not going to go for it. So he says, give him 1 hour, and he will be there. So they do the time thing, and they takes him around Kami's lookout. Piccolo all this time is telepathically talking with Goten and Trunks and telling them that they're only going to have about 2 months inside the hyperbolic time chamber to prepare in order to fight Super Buu. Gohan and Videl are growing much closer together during this time as well. Gohan is mentally pushing himself to his absolute limit, while Goku cheers him on and tells him, you can do it, son. Piccolo then takes Super Buu into the hyperbolic time chamber after 2 months inside the chamber. Goten and Trunks are prepared and ready. Both go Super Saiyan and then fuse together. Piccolo is amazed by his strength and says he's about the same power level as Goku was at Super Saiyan 3. In fact, he might be just a little bit stronger, but he's very concerned that it still might not be enough. Gotenks will be able to do what he can against Super Buu, but it's not going to be enough. Eventually, Piccolo will destroy the entrance to it. Super Buu, when being told that he will never be able to leave, screams, opening up a portal to the normal dimension, and then leaves, leaving Piccolo and Gotenks there. Gotenks will then go Super Saiyan 3 and also scream. But just before this happens, Videl will sense on Earth the screams of all the Z warriors as Super Buu is terrorizing the lookout and killing everybody. It's going to be revealed at this time that Videl has actually learned instant transmission, and she tells everybody that she has to leave and help try to defend everybody. They both tell her not to go, but she doesn't listen, and she goes. And while she fights and tries to hold off Super Buu, Gohan's in a cave with elderly Supreme Kai training as hard as he can. He feels Videl scream, and he looks up and he knows she's in danger. Gohan then tells Elderly Supreme Kai that they must cut the training short and he has to return to Earth immediately. Elderly Supreme Kai tells him that if he finishes his training, which will only take just a little bit longer, that he will be much more powerful than Supreme Buu. He will be able to kill him with just one finger if he really wanted to. Gohan says he has to go now in order to save everybody. But Elderly Supreme Kai protests. He says you might be stronger than him right now, but it's still, you want to be extra prepared and know for sure that you can defeat him. Gohan doesn't listen as he leaves at once. Gotenks then arrives on Earth and sees the Lookout has been utterly destroyed and that Videl's also been killed with the rest of the Dragon team. Gotenks is going to be infuriated and they have this battle with Super Buu and they're going to destroy the Lookout, land in the desert, and just before Gotenks is able to kill Super Buu, he's going to unfuse. But not all hope is lost as Gohan arrives just in the nick of time. Gohan and Super Buu fight. Gohan's going to absolutely demolish Super Buu, being much more powerful than him, about twice as strong this time. But, just like in the show, Super Buu is going to absorb Gotenks and Piccolo. Elderly Supreme Kai, when seeing this, tells Goku that he will give his life for him, gives his life for Goku so that he can help join the battle. Goku then travels to Earth with the Potara earrings in order to fuse with Gohan to destroy Super Buu-Tanks. Super Buu-Tanks is going to be just a little bit stronger than Gohan. It's going to be much more of an even fight, but Gohan's still going to be overwhelmed. But during this time, before Gohan's going to be killed by Super Buu-Tanks, Tien's going to arrive, and he's going to use the same technique he did against Cell to hold him off, holding off Super Buu-Tanks just in time for Goku to arrive. But just as he does, but Super Buu-Tanks is going to kill Tien. Gohan and Goku will not be able to fuse, and Gohan will in fact be absorbed by Super Buu, making Super Buuhan. But Vegeta's going to arrive for his one day with Babidi as well as what happened with Goku. And they are going to fuse together using the Potara earrings and create Vegito. Now, as far as the rest of this rewrite goes, in all honesty, I feel like it should go the exact same way as it did in the show. I wouldn't change anything about how the show goes from here on out. Now, I know a lot of people will be disappointed in that because I'm kind of cutting you a little short with it, but I love when Vegito shows up. Now, I know a lot of people would love to see Vegito destroy Buuhan and be the clear victor. That didn't happen. Or to see Gohan be the hero and defeat Super Buu. But I feel like that takes away so much from Goku and his status as the guy with Dragon Ball. And I think everybody kind of realizes that the main character probably should be Goku. That doesn't demean Gohan because we also love him as well. But I feel as if the show is pretty much Goku and his life and the journey with the Dragon Balls. So take that away just wouldn't be correct in my opinion. And as I said before, I know a lot of people would like to see other things happen with this, but I love the Vegito fight. I love the Kid Buu fight. Now, Kid Buu seems a little strange because he's just a little kid fighting Goku and Vegeta. But the story that it tells with Goku and Vegeta coming together, that Vegeta's able to let go of his past, able to let go of his rivalry with Goku, and able to truly become a good person and care about his friends and his family and trying to save the world and admit that, yes, Goku's better than him and he doesn't need to constantly chase him. That he can now go on and look and say, hey, how far can I push myself? How can I protect my family? And that's something that's been lost with Dragon Ball Super, unfortunately. But that's something I don't want to lose with this, because I view that ending for Dragon Ball Z as perfect, and Vegeta being the main reason why the ending of the Buu Saga works so well, because his character comes full circle from being as evil as you could possibly be to being a hero. And that's what I love about it. And as well as the Spirit Bomb being the thing to finally defeat Kid Buu, because we might think the Spirit Bomb as the for sure victory card, but in fact, if you look at it, it didn't defeat Frieza. It never was actually used on Cell. Only in the movies was it ever very successful. In fact, when they used it on Vegeta, it didn't work as well. It did work against Kid Buu, and that was pretty much the perfect ending for it. So to me, I think that's just the way it's got to go. And like I said, I love the ending for the Majin Buu Saga. I think it's absolutely perfect. So to me, I wouldn't change a thing about it. So I just want to thank you guys for listening to this. Hopefully it's been a great episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And just tell me what you think about it, if I'm totally wrong, if you agree with me. And thank you for listening. Bye.